start in hands and knees and just take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, sink your belly down as you gaze up. Exhale, arch through your back, chin toward your chest. Inhale, sink your belly down, gazing up. Exhale, arching through the back. Continue to move for 2 more rounds with your breath. Last round. And come back to tabletop. Just make some circles with your hips, just shaking out, warming up through the body. And switch the direction. And come back to tabletop, curl your toes under, and we'll start to build some heat here. Pressing your finger pads into the mat. Press the bottoms of your toes into the mat as you lift your knees up an inch or 2 above the mat and come into a hovering tabletop. Pull your belly button toward your spine. Breathing here, but keeping the belly button working toward the spine to engage through the core. 1 more breath. And on your exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, walking through your dog, alternating, bending one knee, straightening the other. And come back to downward facing dog. Come up high onto your toes. Press your hips up toward the ceiling. Melt your heart. Gaze toward your navel. And on your exhale, gently lower the heels down, keeping the hips in the same position. Lengthening through the backs of the legs and the spine. Taking 1 more breath here. And on your inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold here. Reaching the crown of the head down toward the mat. Weight is even between all 4 corners of your feet. Taking 1 more breath here. And on your inhale, root down through the feet, put a slight bend in your knees, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up, create some length. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward, hands come to your shins or underneath your shoulders. Exhale, fold, step the feet back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Pausing here, building some more heat. Press your hands and your feet toward each other. Engage the belly button toward your spine. And on your next exhale, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold, root down through the feet, sweep your arms out and up on your inhale. Exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step or lightly hop back to either plank or chaturanga. Lowering down, tops of the feet come down. Inhale, press into your palms as you lift up for cobra pose. Elbows can be very bent or more straight. Watching the shoulders so they don't creep up toward your ears. Exhale, fold back down. Curl the toes under. Press into the floor with the palms and the toes as you lift up for plank pose or tabletop. Pausing here for a breath. Build that heat. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or hop toward the front part of the mat. Exhale, fold. Root down through the feet, sweep your arms out and up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up behind. Nice and high. Keep the right hip bone pointing down. Exhale, bend your knee toward your nose. Inhale, kick the leg back behind, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee toward right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee toward left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot in between your hands. Keep the back heel up. Reach the chest forward. Bending into that front knee. Stay here or inhale your arms up, crescent lunge. Tilting the hip bones forward and slightly up. Exhale, place your hands, step back to plank. Exhale, lowering down, pausing in chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One full breath here. Inhale your left leg up nice and high. Keep that left hip bone working down. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee toward left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee toward right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Pause here, reaching the chest forward, bending into that front knee. Stay here or inhale your arms up. Crescent lunge, putting a slight bend in that back knee if you feel any pulling on the low back. Tilting the tailbone down, hip points slightly up. Exhale, place the hands, step back to plank. Lowering down, pausing in chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up behind. Exhale, bend the knee toward the left elbow. Stay here or straighten the leg out to the side, bringing the outer edge of that right foot down to the mat. Stay here or flip that back heel down, reach the left arm up. Fallen triangle. Last breath. Exhale, bring the left hand down, pop that left heel up, pick up the knee toward the chest. Reach the leg back behind, three-legged dog. And on your exhale, float the right leg down to meet the left, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, nice and high. Exhale, bend the left knee toward the right elbow. Kick that leg out to the side. Outer edge of that left foot is resting on the earth. Stay here or spin the back heel down. Reach that right arm up. Fallen triangle. Exhale, that top hand comes down. Pick up that back heel. Bend the knee in toward the nose. Kick the leg back behind, three-legged dog. And exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Taking a breath. Inhale your right leg up behind. Exhale, bend the right knee toward the right elbow. Good. And then step the right foot to the outside of that right hand. Maybe step the foot in, the hand in, so that the palms are underneath your shoulders. Stay here, or maybe you work your chest down. Walk that right elbow underneath the right knee. Stay here. Or maybe you take an arm balance, leaning forward, lean, 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 picking up that back leg, reaching the right leg out to the side. Good, come back to that lizard pose. Good, spin the back heel down, line up your front heel with the back arch, place that right palm to the mat or a block, and inhale that left arm up, extended side angle. Press into the feet, pull your core in, and inhale up to warrior two. Working the outer edge of that left foot into the mat. One more breath. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back to plank. Take a vinyasa, lowering down, pausing in chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, bend the left knee toward the left elbow. Pause here, really pull up on the core toward the spine, and then step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Come into lizard pose. Stay here, or maybe bend the elbows, dropping the torso down. Maybe you walk that left elbow underneath the left arm. Stay here, or maybe you come into that balance, leaning forward, kicking that left leg out, to the side, right leg up behind. Coming back to lizard. Pause here. Spin the back heel down. Line up that front heel with the back arch. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Extended side angle. Stacking the shoulders as best you can. Use a block if you need to underneath that left arm. Press into the feet. Inhale your torso up, warrior two. Bending into that front knee, work the outer edge of the right foot into the mat. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Take that vinyasa if you'd like. You can always press back to downward facing dog and skip. Inhale your right leg up behind. Exhale, bend your knee toward your nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Inhale up to warrior two. Reach the right arm forward. Bring the fingertips down so that they're working toward the right corner of the mat. Bring the weight forward. Pause here or pick up that back leg and come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Flexing through the left foot, reaching the left arm up. And on your exhale, bring that top arm down. Turn the left hip and come to standing. Bring that left foot down to meet the right. Come into a forward fold. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, step or float back. Take your vinyasa and meet in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up behind. Exhale, bend your knee toward your nose. Step the foot in between your hands. Spin the back heel down and inhale your torso up, warrior two. Press the outer edge of that right foot into the mat. Good. Reaching forward, bring the left fingertips down toward the left corner of the mat. Reach the right arm up. Bring the weight into that left foot. Stay here or pick your right foot up. Come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. On the second side, flexing through that right foot. Maybe turn your gaze up. Good. Exhale, bring the top arm down. Turn the right hip bone to point down. And on your exhale, float the right foot down to meet the left. Come into that forward fold. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, palms come down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Come up onto your toes. Hug the inner thighs toward each other. Inner feet toward each other. Bring the palms to touch. And on your exhale, start to bend your knees. Lowering down. If you have any knee issues, just come straight to sitting on the floor. Lowering nice and slow. Coming into a vertical squat. Pausing here. And bringing the hands down to heart center. Continuing to pause here. Balancing on the toes, stretching through the bottoms of the feet. Good. Bring your hands down toward the mat, opening the knees out to the sides. Bring the hands down. Maybe you bring the torso down and come into a malasana variation. Maybe you grab your heels, working the crown of the head down toward the mat. Inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. So you have the option to stay here. Otherwise, if you'd like to try crow, you're going to press into your palms, lift your hips up, placing your knees on your upper arms as close to the armpits as you can. Maybe you just practice pausing here, pressing into the palms and working through the upper arms, the core. Maybe you lift one foot, place it down and lift the other, or maybe you lift both feet, bringing the heels toward the hips. Bakasana. Exhale, lower down, bending the knees, walk the hands behind the hips, bring your sitting bones down, stretch the legs out in front. Bring your hands next to your sitting bones. Press the backs of the legs into the mat, heels into the mat, flexing through the feet. Press your palms into the mat, engaging the triceps. Last breath here. Walk your hands a few inches behind your hips. Fingertips are pointing toward your hips or out to the sides. Press into your heels and lift the hips up, coming into reverse plank, working the toes down toward the mat. Now, if this is too much, you can always bend the knees and lift the hips up and come into reverse tabletop. But try to work the back body, scooping the hips up. And exhale, lower the hips down. Walking the hands back next to the hips. Dandasana, staff pose. And then if you'd like to, you can lower yourself down onto the mat and come into Shavasana, just lying on your back. Otherwise, you can stop right here. And thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.